Hi you guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I thought today would be a really great day to start my long form videos. So today I'm going to be making the Life of a Showgirl bracelets. If you guys haven't heard, Taylor Swift is coming out with her 12th studio album and I am so excited. And I'm going to be going to the movie with my mom and my sister, so I would like to wear some bracelets when I go and give them out to other Swifties, and of course for my mom and my sister. And maybe you guys would like to make bracelets along with me or purchase these. I will have them available in my Instagram, or if you see a bracelet you like, you can screenshot it and email me if you'd like to order as well. So without further ado, let's grab our supplies. Okay guys, so this is also kind of a mini tour where my stuff is. So we're gonna first grab out our supplies. So I have some Life of a Showgirl mix that I made a few weeks back, so we're gonna grab those. We are also going to grab my Stretch Magic 5mm. This is 7 inches across. I just use it to measure each bracelet that I make. I'm also going to grab my bead spinner, and then I'm going to grab my scooper. I'm going to grab my little snips. I'm also going to grab my bead needle. It is somewhere in here. It's kind of buried, but that is what we need too. I'm going to close this drawer on up, and we're going to head over here. So down here is where I keep all of my letter beads. So I have them sorted in here. I just got this new big pack from Hobby Lobby specifically for the E's because I was out. And so now I have a restock on those. So we're going to grab those as well. And then in here, I have a ton of other beads. So we're going to come in this drawer in a minute, but it won't open. That's okay. But we're going to come in this drawer. And I am going to grab these glass beads. And then I'm also going to grab these spacers that I have in here. These are also from Hobby Lobby. Let's see if we can get this drawer open. There we go. And then I'm going to grab these. I'm going to grab glass beads. I'm going to grab my big thing of charms. And then I'm also going to grab my little thing of charms. And then we're going to close this drawer on up, and I'm going to get set up, and then I'll be right back. Okay guys, so now that we are back, I have everything laid out kind of a little bit more organized. I have my beads over here just so they're out of the way. And the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to be lining up the names of the songs that I want to make bracelets out of. And then I'll probably choose a couple colors and I'll put them next to them. So I'm going to do that and I will be right back. Okay guys, so I figured out which ones I want to do. So I'm going to do Opalite, Eldest Daughter, Wood, and Honey. So for Opalite, I chose this clear glass bead. For Eldest Daughter, I'm using this little golden bead as the spacer, and then I'm going to do these pearly orange beads. For Wood, I actually have some wooden beads that my grandma got me a couple years ago for Christmas, and I thought they would be perfect. And then for Honey, I have these little beads charms from Michaels, and then I have yellow seed beads. These are kind of clear pearly-ish. I ended up grabbing out my seed bead container for this one, so I am going to get everything set up to start making these, and I will be back. Okay, so what I ended up doing is I have these little acrylic containers, and to make it just a little bit more organized, I put each of them with their beads in here. I ended up changing the wood bead to this more circular one that I thought might look a little bit prettier with these. The Honey, we have a ton of the seed beads just so it's easier to spin in the bead spinner. But for the rest of these, I won't use the bead spinner, so I'll probably do this one last. So I'm going to just move this over to the side for now. And right now, I just need my string, and my snips, and then I'm going to get started. But while I'm going to do this, I'm going to be talking to you guys, of course, but I'm also listening to my favorite Taylor Swift songs. So right now, it's Right Where You Left Me. If you guys would like a link to this playlist, I can post it on my community tab. Just comment down below. And then I have my water bottle that just says Swiftie on it. And it also says on the back, "It's me, hi, I'm the problem, it's me. Sweet 16 era." I got this last year for my birthday, and I love it so much. And obviously, I have to stay hydrated, so I have that. So this is my little setup, and I'm gonna get set up to kind of talk to you guys while I am making bracelets. Okay guys, so we are back, and this is kind of my setup. I don't have an overhead view right now just because I don't have a tripod for that. I just have a phone stand, so I might get a tripod depending how well this video does. And if you guys want to do more make bracelets with me, I think that would be so fun. So I'm just going to be kind of yapping about Taylor Swift and TS12 Easter eggs, that kind of stuff. So if you don't like that, that's okay. You can just ×2 this, or put it on mute and put your music in the background, whatever you guys want. But I think it would be fun, and chat in the comments down below. You can respond to me, put the timestamp, and I'll chat with you guys in the comments too. So, I kind of want to start, like, when I first heard about TS12, the Easter eggs, I was like, you guys, we've done too many Easter eggs at this point. Like, this is insane. But then the form, like, when she was on the podcast, the New Heights podcast, her little format, and so everyone's like, that's Taylor, that's Taylor. And then they announced it was Taylor. And then I was like, okay, so there's something special. And then the little teaser with the briefcase, we were like, oh, okay, this is like actually something. And so then she announced the album, like, it was a couple days before the podcast came out. I'm trying to remember. I've just been so excited about everything. But I was like, okay, so we are getting a new album, but we don't know what the cover looks like. So right when everything dropped, my mom bought me and my sister this CD with the poster, and I was so excited. Like, I didn't care that we didn't know what it looked like. I was just so excited that we could, like, actually get it. And then when the New Heights podcast came out, I was actually at school, so I avoided spoilers completely. Like, I stayed off my phone, and so I waited to see what the album looked like until it was on the podcast, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like, this is so exciting. Like, to see the behind the scenes of what she did for the Eras tour was insane. I think that, like, any artist who goes on tour is amazing, but she did a 3.5-hour show every night for just about 2 years, which is insane. And also, like, really impressive, and it was obviously hard on her, but, like, just to have her write about it, I think that's really cool. My favorite off of TTPD was I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, like, kind of giving Showgirl, so I really like how that's probably somehow going to be incorporated, and with a couple of the videos that she's dropped, like one of them today explaining the pink vinyl from Target. They used the I Can Do It With a Broken Heart little, like, thing that they used for the Eras tour while she was getting ready and, like, didn't want to perform, and so I was so excited about that. And we got director Taylor back, like, with her doing that video, but also the one where she was doing, like, what was it? Oh, with the cardigan. When the cardigan dropped, I personally don't love the color orange, so I didn't get the cardigan, but I know that it sold out pretty quickly. And I'm happy for everybody who got it. I also don't wear cardigans very often, so it wouldn't have been, like, realistic. Yes, it would have been, like, great merch to have, but it wouldn't have been, like, as realistic as, like, me getting the CD, because I am gonna get a CD player, so I can listen to the album on the CD, but also, of course, I have it pre-saved on Spotify. Okay, so Opalite's done. I have it pre-saved on Spotify, so I'm just so excited for that. Okay, so Opalite's done, so I'm just going to tie this off, just like this. And I'll show you guys, like, all the finished bracelets at the end, so I'm just going to move these each to the side, and then I'll go through them at the end. Just tie this off quickly, snip it, and then I just leave this on here, and then I throw it away. So I'm going to put this to the side. We're going to grab the next bracelet. Okay, guys, so we're back. We're gonna start making eldest daughter. So back to kind of what I was talking about, I kind of finished off about, like, Showgirl and I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, but, like, I kind of want to go into predictions and stuff. So I definitely think my favorite is either going to be Eldest Daughter or The Life of a Showgirl featuring Sabrina Carpenter, because I do love Sabrina Carpenter's work. I think I'll probably just relate to Eldest Daughter the most because I am the oldest daughter. So I'm so excited. I'm excited for every single one of these. This is there are 12 songs. She said that's it, like, there's no more. So if we do get more songs, I am going to be really surprised, just because she said there is, like, officially no more. But then we did get a double album drop with TTPD, but then she gave us hints for that. So this one, I feel like there's less hints for, like, a double album, so I'm not hoping for a double album necessarily, but I would be excited if she put out more music. But I think the perfect way to end this is to do The Life of a Showgirl featuring Sabrina Carpenter. Like, that's going to be the perfect way to end the album. And I just cannot wait to listen to it. It comes out at actually 10 p.m. for me, so I am probably going to stay up and listen to it just before Friday morning. And then I believe on Friday I am going to go watch the movie when she premieres the Fate of a Feeling music video and then the Life of a Showgirl lyric video. And then I believe we're getting lyric videos for every single one. I believe so, yeah. And so that's going to be, I saw someone talk about this, that's going to be, like, the first 40 30-ish, 45 minutes, depending on like, because the music video could have like a beginning and an ending scene, kind of like All Too Well 10-minute version did. Or some of her other music videos kind of have a beginning before the song actually starts, so that could be a thing. But then I'm wondering if like we'll get behind the scenes of the Eras tour, or maybe behind the scenes of like how she made the album, just because there is gonna still be another like 40-45 minutes left after we go through all of the songs. So I am excited to kind of see what that's gonna be like. Okay, so I'm gonna put this last bead on Eldest Daughter, and that is 7 inches. I'm gonna trim it. Ooh. There we go. And I'm going to tie it, and then I'm going to move on to the next bracelet. Let's finish tying this. Okay, perfect. Snip it off, put this on there, and that one's done. Okay, guys, we're back, and we're going to be making wood. So I have the wood beads in here and the letter beads out. So now I'm going to be talking about like how I became a Swiftie, I guess. So my mom was an original fan with her. She had her very first CD. And then when I was born the year Fearless came out. So I probably listened to it when I was little. I just don't quite remember. I remember really getting into her in middle school, specifically Mean from Speak Now. Like that was my jam. When I'd come home from school, that's the one I wanted to listen to in the car. And I think Speak Now in general, like that song and Mean, were my go-to in middle school. And then I met one of my friends, who's a huge Swiftie, around 2.5 years ago. And that's when I really started to listen to like all of her music, and really figure out like which albums are my favorite, which songs I like, watch all the music videos, kind of all that kind of stuff. And then I had another friend who gave me like new song suggestions because, Red, Taylor's version came out, and then the other Taylor's versions came out. So I remember the first Taylor's version that I like actually saw and was excited about was Speak Now Taylor's version, and then 1989, and then the first like album drop that I was like really kind of aware of was TTBD. I had listened to Midnight's when it came out. I just didn't like wait around for it, if that makes sense. But now I've like become more evolved as a Swiftie, I feel like, and I know a little bit more about like album drops and Easter eggs and that kind of stuff. So I'm just a little bit more aware now. So this is my, let me think, this is my 11th album drop that I've been around for, but it's only my second one that I'm like, okay, like I'm actually aware of and into, if that makes sense. So I am like a seasoned Swiftie, but like I'm also kind of a new one, if that makes sense. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you guys have been listening to her since you were born, or like maybe you were born before I was and you listened to her very first album, and stuff like that, because I think that would be cool to kind of compare and see like when we all started listening to her. Also, comment down below your favorite albums. My favorite album, like the one that I listen to the most, is definitely Lover. But the other two I have kind of tied, 1989 and Reputation, just because I know all the songs off of each of those, and I love each and every single one of them. Not to say that I don't love the other albums too, but I just love those so much. So Wood actually needs one more bead, so I believe I put those away, so I'm going to grab one. Okay, I grabbed that extra bead for Wood just to make that a little bit longer. Okay, so now we are going to cut wood and tie it, and then we will finish off by making honey, which I'm really excited for. I'm excited for all of these, but honey, I really love that I had bee beads that I think would go perfect with it. I think that's the one I'm going to be most surprised by, because I don't really, like, I kind of have a little bit of an envision of how each of these are going to sound, but I feel like maybe wood and honey, I'm like, what is that going to sound like? Because we have Out of the Woods, which, like, you know, I get, and, like, all that kind of stuff. But, like, what is wood specifically going to sound like? That's what I'm thinking about. So I'm going to grab honey, and then we'll start making that one. Okay, so now we're going to be making honey. So I am just going to put my bead needle that came with this bead spinner on the string. And I just do that by opening it up, bringing it to the bottom, and it stays secure. I'm going to start by first putting on the bee charms and honey. Specifically, if this will go through. Sometimes it doesn't go through the beading needle when I use it. There we go. There it goes. And so I'm just gonna get all of these on. The N, the E, the Y, and then the last B that goes on the other side. think we will do it this way, just going the same way. There we go. That's put on. Now I'm going to use my bead spinner and I'm just going to make this bracelet. And I love using my bead spinner. It just makes everything so much more efficient. But this one I do have to focus a little bit more. If you get what I mean with the bead spinner, because sometimes the beads go flying or like they don't all get caught onto the bead needle, just because like sometimes one gets stuck, one doesn't have a hole, or like sometimes it drags along the bottom. So it just kind of depends on like the angle you have it at, how many it grabs, that kind of stuff. So let's see, do we need, I think we need like 3 or 4 more. So here's 2. Oh, 2 more was perfect. Okay, so I just take my bead needle off. I am going to rewrap this just so I don't use too much string. And then I usually leave like, I don't know, maybe 1 inch on each side, just so I have enough room to tie it a few times, just so I know the knot is secure. And I just do a basic, like, before you tie like the bunny loops on your shoelaces, not anything like too fancy or anything like that. And honey is done. So we are now done with all 4 bracelets that we made. So I'm going to give you guys a little overview of what we did. Okay guys, so here are the gorgeous bracelets we made. I love all of these colors and I love how they turned out. So this is Opalite. I used this clear glass bead for this one. Eldest daughter, I used these orange pearly beads. It looks a little bit lighter on camera, but in real life it actually looks pretty orange and I love how it turned out. For wood, I did like the little wooden beads. I believe these are also from Hobby Lobby, just like where you get the packaged beads, not the string beads. And then this is the honey one. I got these little bees from Michael's, and then I got, I believe, these, I think all of these are from Hobby Lobby. Yes, so these are all from Hobby Lobby besides the little bees. Those I got from Michael's. So I love how these turned out. Okay guys, so that is it for the long form video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below either a video suggestion, your favorite part of the video, your favorite bracelet, or maybe responding back to some of the things I said about Taylor Swift or anything of that nature. This kind of felt like a live stream, which I think would be so fun to do. So if you'd like me to do a live stream, just comment down below. Also, make sure to follow me on my socials. I have a Pinterest and an Instagram. It's just at JoyfulJewelry23. I will link them in the description below, but they're also in my bio if you guys would like to check it out. Also, to order, you can DM me on Instagram or you can email me. My goal is to open an online shop, and once I hit 1,000 subscribers and like have more people interested, I think that is what I'm going to do. But anyways, I hope you guys have a lovely afternoon, evening, morning, whatever time it is for you, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.